Oh shit, 15k for a 2012 Oddish? Well, that's an easy snipe. Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and welcome back to episode 6 of building a 2012 collection within PokeMMO by only flipping 2012 Pokemon. We've dabbled in some 2013 Pokemon here and there as well, but it's kind of bitten me in the butt, so we have a lot to make up for. Thankfully, we just did get a nice little free Oddish snipe, and we have a lot of progress to make. I'm in a really sticky situation. The situation I'm currently in could end the entire series. As you can see in the top left-hand corner of the screen, I only have 68,000 Pokeyen, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unsold old Pokemon that I'm not making profit on, and I have to relist all of these, and I don't think 68k is even enough Pokeyen to relist 3 or 4 of these. It's actually a fair bit in listing fees, 25k or so usually. I absolutely have to sell something or the series is going to end, or I'll have to be forced to take a loan or something. Now, I think this happened due to my own mistakes. I think that's important to talk about. I was being a little too greedy and a little too time sensitive, I guess. I was trying to continue to sell Pokemon throughout a time where the market is really stagnant and really slow. Right now, as I'm recording this, it's currently February 8th, 2024. This series has been elongated in the background over a period of time. Now, the issue is, it's the middle of event season. I'm trying to flip 2012 Pokemon in one of the hardest times to do so. Everybody is saving their Pokeyen for event season or spending their Pokeyen during event season on investments. Not many people are touching or messing with 2012 Pokemon right now. It's literally the hardest time to be doing this. But I have still, even through all of that, been able to flip 1 mil Pokeyen up into a lot more in value. Now, it doesn't look like it right now, and I can understand that if you don't know the values of 2012 Pokemon, you see, oh, what are these? These are just some random, what do you mean? You know, you wasted 1 mil Pokeyen. You used to have 1 mil Pokeyen cash, and now it's just all these worthless 2012s. Don't worry. We'll get some stuff selling. We'll get that Pokeyen back. If I can end this series with a nice chunk of 2012 Pokemon and over 1 million cash, that would be the goal. That would be awesome. But I'm going to go ahead and take the really easy sale right here. I'm going to go ahead and list this Oddish for $194,999 because it's so lucky I even found this flip. I just logged on and saw it. I'm going to go for this because I desperately need the cash. I'm listing it as the cheapest 2012 Pokemon on purpose by far because I desperately need the cash to be able to fund these other resales. I'm also not even going to bother selling some of my 2013s right now. I just don't care about getting my Snorlax and my Togepi's. I think something I also want to focus more on with this series is I've been going for such extreme margins. I think if I was okay with accepting smaller margins on my flips and then just going for more consistent flips, that might be much more ideal. But it's tough when in reality these sales just don't happen that often, and that just goes into the volatility of the 2012 market. Not really the volatility, but more so the scarcity, and there's just not that many Pokemon that exist from 2012 nowadays, so not many exchange hands. A lot of them get bought and put into the hands of collectors unless someone relogs in for the first time in a long time. That's the real supply of 2012s coming in. So I'm gonna go ahead. There's some Hitmonchan. This Hitmonchan from 2012 is like a grade A prospect to be able to flip. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just sell this for like 600k, like 200k under this guy's a particle effect. I don't remember what I bought it for. I'm sure it was less than that. I really hope it was less than that. I would guess it was much less than that, but even if I'm taking a loss on it, which I don't think is happening, I need the Pokeyen. I need to get things flowing. I need to take those sales anywhere I can get them and get the market moving. I'm now sitting on 33k with tons of failed sales and just these 3 guys that I'm really, really hoping one of them sells. I will see you guys when something moves. Alrighty, hello. I am back on this project after the Lunar New Year event. I really was stuck and kind of on hold on this account due to that. A lot of 2012s and 2013 markets in general really slowed down in terms of sales during that event, which makes total sense because everybody was spending their money on the event and on investments and on PVM Pokemon, not on something as luxurious as a collectible like 2012 Pokemon. So here we are. The 2012 market recap. Currently, the lowest price of anything is 150k. We can actually see there are more. Something interesting that's happened is there's more 2012 Pokemon listed than ever before at 198 total listings, as well as way more 2012 shinies than ever before. It's currently March 12th. I don't know if that's March 12th as I'm recording this. The cheapest 2012 shiny is now a Slowbro at 30 mil, which honestly is kind of tempting. A lot of these other ones are overpriced though. We see Primeape at 400 mil for Primeape, Butterfree, Executor, and Nidoking. I've theorized that what has happened is that a lot of collectors who have been buying up and finding 2012 Pokemon and 2012 shinies as far back as 2017, 2019. It's how long it's been collected before you could even search them properly in the GTL. I feel like a lot of them are trying to get their payoff now that they're actually worth something. So a lot of these are kind of overpriced. A lot of these are being listed out. At least in my opinion. Obviously, it's tough to evaluate whether like a 2012, a collectible like that is overpriced. It's really whatever someone's willing to pay. But let's get into my process of flipping. I was able to sell one of these Pokemon. I actually relisted this oddish for the cheapest price, 140k. So I was able to get some more Pokeyen to be able to get back to flipping and really be able to just relist stuff. So I am going to go ahead and relist all of these Pokemon today since the market should be a lot more active now that event season is over and people have that free-flowing cash. So let's go ahead and start by relisting this Growlithe. Now, this is a 2012 Growlithe that was previously listed for 600k. I think the big boom of the market has probably brought it down some, which I'm totally okay with. We're still going to get a really good flip on it, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and check. The cheapest Growlithe 2012 on the GTL right now is 225k, which kind of hurts. I don't know what I bought it for. I might be losing money on it. I'm not totally sure, but 225k in comparison to the 600 it was listed for is definitely, you know, frustrating to see. But honestly, I don't know what I paid for things. I might be taking losses. I'm going to go ahead and just undercut that one. I'm okay right now. I want to start moving money. I want to start moving Pokeyen on this account. I've been sitting on a little too much for a little too long, and I think I do want to get some of that cash back to be able to snipe up some of the other cheap 2012s. This is a 2012 Cacnea, though, to be fair. Growlithe is one that there's a couple of. I don't mind, you know, listing that off, whatever. Cacnea is one that's a little rarer, if I'm not mistaken. This is like a pretty... You don't see this 2012 Pokemon very often. It had a weird... Certain like Gen 2 and Gen 3 Pokemon just weren't able to be caught in the normal way. Like 800k is for the cheapest Cacturn at all. I'm actually going to list this for 1 mil because I can't imagine... I don't know the last time someone's seen a 2012 Cacnea on the GTL like this. So I'm going to go for that 1 mil price range. So that could even give me a benefit of that not selling that first time for 800k. We'll see what happens. Hitmonchans, I feel like, have gone down. Let's go ahead and double check what they're at. All right, 2012 Hitmonchans are currently 500k at the cheapest. That's super fair. I probably paid, if I had to guess, 200 or 300k for this, and I'm probably trying to flip. I think this was trying to sell for 500 or 600k before, so I'm actually super okay with this going for 5. We'll go ahead and list that out. The listing fees are what kills you on these, or can be what kills you. This Abra, 375k. This is a pretty easy 2012. I think Abra is one of the more common 2012s that gets sold and gets flipped and just gets moved in general. Listed for 19 hours for 280k. I might list mine for 400k and just wait for this one. If I had the cash, I'd honestly just buy this one and relist it. Yeah. Oh, it's actually a Zungo OT. It's the same as mine, which is kind of funny. I might just sit on this Abra then. I might just wait. Because like Abras, you don't need to underlist. You don't need to quick sell Abras. I'm just going to hold on to that for the time being. Abras will always do fine. They're teleport Pokemon. People need those teleport utility Pokemon. And if someone can buy like a 2012, you know, luxurious collectible and also get use out of it as a utility Pokemon, as a teleporter, that's like, you know, that's more reason for someone to pick it up. So Ninetales from 2012 is these like demanded, like fan favorite Pokemon are what I like to try to stick to. There's two categories, I guess, of 2012 Pokemon. It's like fan favorites and then niche, really hard to find, really low supply, like Cacnea type. So I'm just gonna underlist the one at 5,998. That's pretty much it. 25k listing fee is tough, but this is Togepi 2013, isn't it? That's why it's so cheap. Yeah, or cheap for a Togepi. This one also might be 2013. We're gonna check these. 2013, that market has really slowed down since I bought those, which I mean makes total sense, and I think it was being overhyped at the time. There's no Hypnos from 2012. What about Drowsy? Let's see. There's one Drowsy for 170k, so not exactly a desired mon from that, which I mean it makes total sense. Hypno is probably less than... I'm fine to go ahead and honestly list Hypno as one of the cheapest 2012s. Let's actually... What's the cheapest 2012 right now? What if we just go by price? 150k, 149, right? I might be fine, but there's so many Goldines versus the Hypnos and Drowsies. I might just Here. Let me just do 159 like that, or should I... Wait, no, let's do... should I just... what did I buy this for? I don't know what I bought this Hypno for. is the other question. When the series has been going on for so long, many months in the background, you really lose track of these specific flips. Maybe I should keep a notepad document and keep track of my exact buys. I'm just going to hold on to these for the time being. I'm okay with not selling off 2013s. I really like 2013 Pokemon. It's something that I really care about eventually collecting. Let's go ahead and price check, though, and just see what Snorlax and Togepi are going for. So 130k for that. Once again, way cheaper than I would expect. No Togepis listed, I will say. That becomes one of those things where, like, is it worth just throwing up the Togepi for 1 mil and seeing if someone bites on it? That might actually be... I'm going to do that. I'm going to throw this up for 1 mil. Obviously, it was way cheaper before. And just see if somebody bites at it. See if... It's a pretty rare 2013. So, I mean, it's possible. But we'll just have to see what happens with that. And then we'll just sit on these for the time being over in the 2013 box. We should rename these. This is 2013. And then this is 2012. That's all I have to do for now. So, I'm going to get back to you guys once some of these listings have either sold or worn out. Alrighty, well, it is now April 2nd, 2024, so a fair amount of time has passed, and to be totally honest, it's not going well. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. It is currently not a good time to be in the 2012 market and to be collecting these and selling them and flipping them. And I think that's super fair. We've had a lot of high highs throughout this series, and we're now experiencing a low low throughout this episode. I know that we have a lot of value collected and we have made a lot of money. However, we're having a harder time than ever actually liquidating or moving any of these assets. So it's clear. Things are struggling. I'm struggling. I'm running out of Pokeyen to be able to even sell these things for. It's kind of a rough time, and that's okay. I want to show you guys that making money with this kind of stuff isn't just as easy as anybody can do it. Quick 1 2 3. This is a multi-month long series, and it's a cool challenge, but in reality you really could just go make more Pokeyen if you went ahead and did gym runs or did other things. But you know what, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to build 2012 Pokemon collection by flipping 2012 Pokemon. So I'm going to collect this Growlithe and relist this. There are actually no 2012 Growlithe listed on the market right now, so it's kind of the perfect time to do it. There's no Growlithe. There is one Arcanine for 499k, which is kind of competitive. It's adamant, actually. Yeah, it actually is competitive. That's actually really cool. Kind of tempting. Can't worry about that right now. I almost want to list this Growlithe just for 300k. I forget how much I bought it for at this point, but I think at 300k, I'm going to get a good return. It's a lower listing fee at that price as well, which is kind of nice. The Cacnea is so niche. I know it's worth... I think it's worth value, obviously, but it's so niche that I don't know if it's worth biting on at the moment. So I'm not going to go ahead and try to relist that. I will try to relist the Hitmonchan probably, or the Ninetales, since these are like kind of fan favorite Pokemon, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and grab... We can probably grab both. We'll grab the Hitmonchan first. I think Hitmonchan is currently going for like 500k. Yeah, pretty similar. This one's a 1x31. I'm going to go ahead and list this one for... I could just hold it as well. Like the next cheapest is 1.2 mil. Is where things get really interesting. I almost want to just hold this one and sell it for like 1 mil. But it gets really tough. I'm just going to hold it for the time being, I think. Or maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to grab the Ninetales for sure. The Ninetales also has like some tough competition. I'm forgetting what I sold, what I bought stuff for. I wish I would have kept like a spreadsheet or like a better documentation on how much I paid for stuff. Let's check 2012 Ninetales. Currently going for... This is a fair price. The thing is, why would you buy this one when you could just buy this one for, you know, 200k more and you get 2 times 31? It's actually like an incredible deal on a Ninetales in my opinion. But I'm going to go ahead and go 500k on the Ninetales. I feel like that's pretty fair. And then the Hitmonchan, I almost want to hold for the time being. Or I could just list the Hitmonchan. Like, what I would normally do is probably just list this for 1 mil. But the problem is... I don't have the Pokeyen. Problem number 1. And then problem number 2, I can't really spare the Pokeyen right now. So what would I have to list it for? Even if I listed it for like 480k, I don't even know if it's a flip at that point. I don't even have enough Pokeyen for that. So yeah, I'm going to be forced to hold the Hitmonchan and hope that one of these guys sells. And I hope I'll see you guys soon. All right, well, I'm finally back on the 2012 collection and flipping account in June of 2024. It's been a while. This series has been on hold due to just other things going on, but I was in a really sticky situation the last time you guys saw me. So I actually had to take a 100,000 Pokeyen lend from my main account to be able to have listing fee money to list off other Pokemon. So I am going to send that 100k back to my main account after collecting it, because thankfully an Abra did sell. So at least least one of these Pokemon sold during this super quiet period during PokeMMO. It's kind of the worst time to have this series still going on, but that's okay. I'm sure the 2012 market will work extremely well in the long term. It's more of like a, hey, it's post-event season, people are burned out. I'm sure you guys have heard me explain this a million times, and I'm sure I've forgotten to explain it, or forgotten that I've explained it a million times. But here's my 2013 collection if you have forgotten. Multiple Snorlaxes here. I actually want to go ahead and double check because the 2013 market has been changing a fair amount. I want to check what Snorlaxes are at, because I have 3 Snorlaxes. Those do kind of sell. There seems like to be one that's 2 times third one for 100k, so really good IVs there, so mine are not going to compare, but that's one of those mons that, you know, might honestly hold up value in 2013, even like Gyarados and stuff. We're not going to worry about those for the time being. I'm going to sell off some more of these 2012s. I think I'm going to stick to, once again, the big key hitters, things like the Ninetales, things like the Hitmonchan. This is a 2013 token. We're going to hold on to that for the time being. And the Growlithe. The Growlithe will at least collect. The Cacnea is an extremely rare, extremely cool collectible, but it's also super niche. Who actually wants a 2012 Cacnea? Who knows, right? Not many people, even though it's super rare. Let's go ahead and check what are things going for. This is honestly the cheapest. Wow. The cheapest I've seen 2012s go for in quite a while. 100k being the cheapest option. And there's, am I doing this correctly? There are more 2012s listings than we've seen in a super long time. I wonder if someone must have not even in a long time. This is the most 2012s I've ever seen listed on the GTL period. The most listed on the GTL period. Wow. Someone must have came back, or even multiple players must have come back. It's summertime. A lot of players come back to the game or come to the game for the first time during summer. It happens all the time. That's amazing, though. That is crazy to see. So more like, look how many 2012 Charizards in June of 2024. Never forget this day. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2012 Charizards all listed on the GTL. That is... It's probably super rare after this. That's actually wild. So that's holy. Anyways, let's not get too distracted. I might go buy these on my main account, honestly, for 100k a piece. That's so, these are so cheap. But I want to list off the Ninetales. How much are those going for? Even if I don't sell it at a profit at this point, I'm okay with it. I'm going to go ahead and go it for 449. The goal at this point is to be able to get to 1 million Pokeyen and have a small collection. If I can build a collection for free and also have the amount of Pokeyen that I started with when I went into this challenge, it's a big W in my personal opinion. So let's go ahead and search up for Hitmonchan and see if are there really no Hitmons right now. That's usually a pretty big one. Huh. I mean, I'll just go 1 mil on it and see if somebody bites. I think this is a very cool collectible. That's pretty shocking to me. I could go lower. Do I need 1 mil? I really don't need the 1 mil. I could go like 600 to 800k on it. I'd be quite happy with that. We're at 300k cash. I'm gonna go 69999 like this. I think it's a really fair number for it. Honestly, it's kind of cheap. Could see myself going higher on it. I'm going to rock that for the time being so we can have this challenge considered completed, because I definitely am reaching the point with this series where I'm sort of neglecting it a little bit. And when that starts to happen, I don't know if I'll ever get it done. So I want to get this thing finished. I want to have another challenge completed on PokeMMO. Let's go ahead and list this for 600k. And I would love to be able to complete such a collection challenge this episode, hopefully episode 6. Keep it a nice little succinct 6-episode series. Hopefully you guys will have enjoyed this little series. I am going to see you guys once hopefully if 2 of these sell, we are in the clear. Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and the last clip that I recorded for this series was in June. It is currently December 2024 as I'm recording this. I was very worried and very stressed. I thought this was actually going to be a failed project. I just could not get certain Pokemon to sell. Certain things took a very long time. I got very demotivated. I stopped logging into the account. I started letting sales sit. I made a lot of mistakes, and I got very distracted by a lot of other things happening in the game, other challenges, other goals, and I kind of neglected this series for a little bit. However, today is the day that I'm thankful to say the series can come to an end, and it was an absolute banging success. And I think that if you played this a little bit better better than I did. If you're willing to sell Pokemon for cheaper, cut your losses, still make small profits, and get Pokeyen flowing. I think getting capital flowing is so important, and that was something I really learned throughout this series, that you don't have to maximize every little inch of profit along every single little sale. I even had to, this is actually extra Pokeyen, I even had to send 200k Pokeyen over time from Patrouski to this account for listing fees. I couldn't afford to list my Pokemon anymore. That's how broke I was on this account, and that's how long it took for me to get that sale. But there it finally is collected. Now I am going to send the 200k back over to Patrouski because that is not my Pokeyen. I did not earn it, and that would not be fair. So that will not be tracked in our total end of series cost. Not that much. 200k, so that will not count. But we are able to end this series with this many. I think this may be 2013. A lot of 2012 Pokemon. I think these are all 2012s. Yeah, this is 2012. 2012 Ninetales. 2012 Growlithe. The first year PokeMMO was ever a thing. A 2012 Hitmonchan, which I didn't expect to have by the end of this. End this series with 13 2012 Pokemon. Almost, I think, 16 or so 2013s. I think also one of the biggest mistakes I made in this series was jumping into 2013s, but I think now, honestly, that market has been a lot more revived over the past few months during the background recording of this. I was able to build a 2012 and 2013 Pokemon collection from scratch for zero Pokeyen cost out of pocket, all through flipping, all through market decisions. Now, could you do this much faster if you just flipped all Pokemon instead of just flipping a hyper niche specific slow selling market that is really only for collectors? Oh yeah, big time, right? But it was for the fun of it. It was for the challenge. It was for the excitement. It was for this moment. And it was so unbelievably worth it. I'm so glad I was able to actually complete this. I was going to consider this a failed series that I spent tons of time on, but we made it, fellas. We made it. So thank you all so much for watching this series. I really hope you enjoyed it. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if you did not. Subscribe to the channel for PokeMMO videos every single day. Discord's links down below. And I want you to all have a fantastic time, a fantastic holiday season, if it's still that by the time this releases. I bet the Lunar New Year event is probably around the corner, or already happening, or maybe has happened. Have a great time. Play PokeMMO, have fun, and set your own goals. The message of this is to sometimes set your own challenges, set your own stipulations, and it's going to allow you to enjoy the game that much more. And it's not always easy to come up with those challenges, but I hope we can work on that together as a community going into the future. Thank you for watching one more time. Have a great day. I will see you guys later. Peace, Reno. Hey, thank you so very much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me. And if your name is listed here, you're the reason I'm able to do this in the first place by going above and beyond and supporting the channel via YouTube memberships and Twitch Primes. Thank you so much. Have a great day.